I am bound and determined to get 99 cents out of my temperature conversion program. Seriously. I'm up to 56. We started at 25, version 2.0. I'm sure is going to get me at least 56. Because not only I want coffee, I don't want just coffee at 7-Eleven. I'm going to get coffee at Maverick because I'm pretty sure it's like $1.75. So I'm going to have to increase the value of my app in the App Store in order for me to make enough money to get it at Maverick. So what did we just say was the problem with temperature conversion 2.0? What's wrong with it? Right, it only did one conversion. It only converted to Celsius. That's all it did. So we're going to do temperature conversion 3.0, and this time I'm going to add it so that they can convert to either one, Celsius or Fahrenheit, either one. And I'm just going to still allow them to choose their own temperature that they'd like to convert. So if you don't mind, I'm going to copy this, paste it into my notepad, and then I'm going to delete it out of here because we're going to do temperature conversion 3.0. I'm going to say we're going to convert between far and cell. If you don't mind, I'm going to shorten those down. So let's see if we need to declare some variables. Maybe I need to declare some variables. I'm going to write some pseudocode. The next thing that I should do is probably ask for the conversion type. So the next thing that I'm going to do is say if they want to convert to cell, I'm going to ask for the far temp, and then I'm going to convert. But if they want to convert to Fahrenheit, I am going to ask for the cell temp and convert. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to display the results. So there's my pseudocode. There's my map and add a plan. If I would come back and add a little bit more detail, ask for the temperature, the far temperature to convert. If I want to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius, I would do a Google search, but I don't know what the other direction is. So I'm going to have to do a Google search to find out what that temperature is to go from cell to far. Celsius multiplied by 9/5 plus 32. And then I'd also like to decide what I want to display to the user. What do I want my display results to look like? I would like it to look something like Fahrenheit 12.2. And then I'm going to move it over and I'm going to say cell 98.3. I'm going to mirror back both of them. And if I mirror back both of them, I don't have to specialize which of the two conversions they did. I don't care. I'm just going to give you back both of them. I'm not just going to throw two numbers on the screen. I'm going to give you some description of what these numbers mean. Fahrenheit, Celsius. So I can use the same print statement regardless of the conversion that they did. So there's my pseudocode. I iterated back around. I added a little bit more detail. And the last detail is probably what variables do you think I'm probably going to be using in this program? Yep, Celsius and Fahrenheit. So if you don't mind, I'm going to come up here, Celsius and Fahrenheit. I'm going to just default them to floating point. Is there any other variables you think that I might need? The places that I look for variables are the prompts that I ask the user, the conversions that I do, and the things that I display at the end. These are the three places that I generally look first for variables that I might need. So do you think can you see any other variables I might need? Yeah, I'm probably going to need the conversion type because I'm asking them what conversion type, and then I'm pretty sure my if statements involve that conversion type, whatever it is. We'll just call it, I don't know if I can call it type. That might be, yep, that looks like a reserved word because it's purple. So I'll call it C-type. I'm going to ask for the conversion type. I'm going to put it into C-type, equal to input. Do I need to force this to be any particular data type? Well, I want it to be a string, so there you go. So I'm going to say press C to convert to Celsius, press F to convert to Fahrenheit. I'm going to put a capital C and a capital S. Press C to convert to Celsius, press F to convert to Fahrenheit. And then I'm going to come down to my first if statement. If C, that's an if statement. If C type is equal to, well, I'm looking for a capital C because I asked the user for a capital C. So I'm going to look for a capital C. And it is an if statement. The first thing I'm going to do is ask them for the Fahrenheit temperature. So I'm going to say far equals, well, far definitely needs to be a float. So I'm just going to force it to a float as I read it in. Input. And inside of here, we're going to say something like, enter the Fahrenheit temperature to convert. I'm going to be as explicit with the user as possible. Instead of just saying, give me a number, or give me the temperature that you would like to convert, I'm going to try to remember that there's short-term memory. They can't remember a minute or a second and a half ago what conversion they told me they wanted me to do. That's why I'm asking them for the Fahrenheit temperature, is try to prompt a reminder of what it is that they're trying to do. And then I'm going to do the conversion. And I'm pretty sure that the conversion is cell equals var minus 32 multiplied by 5/9. The problem that I have with 5/9 is both of those are whole numbers. So everything inside of me wants those to be floating points, so I'm doing floating point division. Because 5/9 in integer division is what? Yeah, I heard it over here. It's 0. It's 0, which means that I should have been this whole entire time multiplying whatever var minus 32 is by 0 to floating points. And then let me do my display, because I'd like to test this first if statement and see if it's working. So I'm going to print, if you don't mind, I'm going to force decimal places. So I'm just going to take that whole entire print statement and jam it inside. Let me push this up a little bit so we can see a little bit. So I'm just going to steal this whole entire print statement, paste it inside of my double quotes, and then I'm pretty sure that I'm going to replace that 12.2 with a variable. So I'm going to say percent %f, because it should be a floating point. I'll force it to one decimal place. But instead of just doing, how many of these space bars do I need? What I would really like is a tab key. And the way that I'm going to force a tab key is use what is called a escape sequence. So I'm going to use a /T. That will give me a tab. A / is the escape character, and the one single character after I put it is what that escape sequence is. If I put a T there, it will give me a tab. What do you think it'll do if I put the letter N? New line, X line, that's what the N does, new line. So then I'm going to put Celsius. I'm pretty sure that this right here is also supposed to be a floating point. I'm going to force that to one decimal place. We said that there are two variables, which means I need to put inside of the parentheses a comma separated. The first one is var. The second one should be Celsius. All right, let's run it and see if it's working. Right now we're converting to Celsius. Press C to convert to Celsius. Well, that's the only one that's working, and it has to be a capital C. If it asks me for the temperature, that means that I am now inside my if statement. Once again, 212 Fahrenheit should give me, oh, my tab. I think my escape character is going the wrong direction. He's /. Let's try a /T. Capital C. What is the other one? Minus 40 degrees. There it is. So now it should say Fahrenheit minus 40, tab Celsius minus 40, which means now I'm fairly sure that my program is working. So I can run it one more time with my Celsius conversion and just put in strange and bizarre things, and it should work for me. Pretty sure that I wanted to do was I need my if statement here. So I'm going to say if C type is equal to, it has to be a capital F, and then I need that colon, press enter, and now I'm going to do the conversion, and I'm pretty sure that when I did my Google search, it said var is equal to cell multiplied by 9/5, and then I'm going to add to it 32. Oh, I missed one. I was supposed to ask him for the Celsius temperature. So I'm going to say cell equals input, and then I'm going to ask him to enter the Fahrenheit temperature to convert. But I need to force it to be a float because it will come in as a string. So I'm going to surround the whole float parentheses, and then I'm going to ask him to enter the Celsius. Now I should be able to type in F and see if F works, which means that I'm going to have to make sure that I know some conversions backwards. Well, if I know conversions to Fahrenheit, I should be able to know the opposite. So now I'm going to go capital F to see if we can get to Fahrenheit. If it's asking me for the Celsius temperature, that means my if statement is working. I'm pretty sure that 0 degrees Celsius is equal to 32 Fahrenheit. So if I put in 0, it should give me 32. So let's do it again, Fahrenheit. I'm pretty sure that 100 degrees Celsius is 212 Fahrenheit. So let me ask you the question. What happens if they type in, I said, press C to convert to Celsius, F to convert to Fahrenheit. What if they type in, I don't know, let's just say a lowercase c? Nothing. Because I'm not looking for a lowercase c. Maybe I should make my program a little bit more flexible. Then instead of just saying if C type is equal to capital C, I want to search for a lowercase c also, so I'm going to use the keyword or. C type is equal to, this time I'm going to put in a lowercase c. So now I'll look for a capital or a lowercase c. I'm going to do the same thing to F. If C type is equal to capital F or C type is equal to lowercase f. Now each of the two compound conditions must be standalone. So I can't just say if C type is equal to capital F or lowercase f. It's going to say or lowercase f or lowercase f what? Because my conditions have to be independent. If C type is equal to capital F or lower f is not a standalone condition. That's why I have to repeat the statement, C type equal to lowercase f. So now let's check a lowercase c. Oh, there, that worked. I'm going to test it with one more value. What if they type in a lowercase z, the letter z? What do you expect to have happen now? Nothing, and the worst part of the problem is it's displaying my conversion. Even though it did no conversions, because it didn't drop into either one of the if statements, it's still displaying my conversion. I don't want to display my conversion if I didn't convert anything. How can I go about that? I only want to display my conversion. That's excellent. I'm going to put an if statement on my conversion display at the end, because I only want to display it if they actually converted something, which means that I should probably have some kind of a graceful close, because the last thing the user wants to have happen, I'm going to put a graceful close in here, is for them to ask for prompts and key stuff in, and then the program just terminates, and they have no idea what just happens. So I'm going to add a graceful close at the end, which is just literally going to be a print statement that says, thank you for buying my amazing conversion program. Because if they're running it, they obviously paid 99 cents for it in the App Store. So I'm just going to thank him for being, I'm grateful that I have a customer here. That's my graceful close, but I am going to put an if statement on my print statement, because I only want to display the print statement if they did some kind of a conversion. So if C type is equal to a capital F, or C type is equal to a lowercase f, I'm going to try to keep this organized, or C type is equal to a capital, a capital C, or C type is equal to a lowercase c. And then I need that blasted little colon right there at the end. And then I'm going to have to tab in my print so that he knows he's part of that if statement. So let's see if I got it right. If I type in a C or an F, any of the variations of a C or an F, it's going to ask for a value. It's going to print my conversion and then my graceful close. But if I type in something that's not a C or an F, it's going to just give me my graceful close. All right, so I know this program is worth at least 99. I know it is. I know it's going to go for the full 99 cents on the App Store. I'm going to make $3.50. I am. I could get coffee at Starbucks with this one.